Hello and thank you for watching my video. Today we're doing episode 20 of my leveling challenge and we are in Ascalon, and as you can see here we actually have the cauldron, the Searing Cauldron, which is actually a reference to Guild Wars 1 and the events that actually took place at the very beginning of that game, whereby the Charr used a Searing Cauldron to rain crystals down on Ascalon and devastate the Ascalon kingdom. And as you can see here, we're actually at the relics and the remnants of that great northern wall, because you have ghosts that are trying to repair that, the ghosts created by the faux fire, and our job is basically to throw the chunks of wall that we smash into the water and to kill the ghosts initially temporarily. Generally quite an interesting area for the Iron Marches. Is a lot of remnants to sort of reminders and references to Guild Wars 1. So in that case it is actually quite a nice area to visit, although I don't think it gets visited as often as people really need to. It doesn't really have anything major that goes on in the Iron Marches. It has a few unique little aspects, and that I find pretty cool about the Iron Marches. It's always one area that's a bit, I find it needs something. There isn't anything like a big event going on. And I think if it had a world boss, as we level up, we are now level 59, and we're approaching that level 60 mark. But if it had a world boss, it would really stand out a lot. So as we're progressing on, we've got a lot of, again, underwater sort of areas here. Not too much combat, but there's this underwater area here that we can get to get a point of interest and heart. You've got these Charr that actually come into this region. The Separatist camp, actually, this is where all the Separatists are. You can see we've got this new hero system, and we're able to level up and use and unlock certain new skills and traits. So you see we've got the Separatists, they're hiding out in the ruins of Ascalon, and this I find really cool. I mean, this is like the Ascalon catacombs, but a bit more elegant. It's less blue for a word. You get that blue sort of haze with a lot of the ghosts. This definitely seems like, very crypty and, very sort of under the earth, and definitely something that I find really well designed. I like this sort of, just this design here looks really interesting. So you see here, we're going to carry on doing the event. Remember, this leveling challenge, we cannot buy equipment from the trading post. We can only level up during map completion. We can't do it through crafting or boosters. And so that way we're actually doing this event. It's actually going to give us that lot more XP. And we are going to go and leave them. The Charr should be able to find their way out. So we come out here. There you go. That's the event done. And we get a bit of an XP boost. And then you've got this sort of curious new bridges being built. And the Charr have built all their new fortifications all across the land. And you've got that mix of old and new. And I find it really interesting, this sort of diversity, as we managed to sell a few things. But I enjoy playing Ascalon areas. I always feel they're a little bit neglected compared to a lot of Crichton areas, or even some of the Norn areas as well. And it's this, when you compare it to some of the newer maps that have come in, it really just generally feels a little lackluster. This is a cool little thing going on here. This is where these displaced spirits from Charr are actually, we try and resurrect them. And yeah, it's really interesting, this area. It's like the one house where there's a necromancer, and the necromancer is a sort of ghost, but is a little bit of ambiguity about what this necromancer's role is, because it's a human necromancer that tries to get Charr cubs to come into her house, and she will feast on their souls. And I find it very interesting that this type of character exists, because I think it is said at the end of the event that she managed to resist the sort of the effects of the faux fire, or something to that effect. And yeah, it's a very interesting, very unique event that we have here, Briar's Manor, and Briar it being the necromancer. So yeah, very interesting. You've got all these ghostly spiders as well. And that, it really does fascinate me indeed, and something that it never really sort of developed upon. It's just left there in the story. It's just, okay, you've got these ghostly spiders and this ghostly necromancer. It'd be fun if this actually had a little bit more to do, maybe a little bit of extra story in the living world, for example. So we've got that quest here, and we are going to go and proceed down to the left because we went to the right initially. There is actually a lot to do with the living world was actually put, a lot of the living world story actually came into this bit with the invasion of the Modrum, but it wasn't really too much, and the events tend to get broken as well, especially the champion. And for those of you wondering why it suddenly went from day to night, I did actually cut it in there because I was like, I had stepped away from my PC for a bit. But here we go, we're fighting the Flame Legion, and this is actually one of the biggest Flame Legion camps we have outside the Citadel of Flame. There's a lot of Flame Legion in this map. A little fun fact, otherwise known as the Gold Legion. The Gold Legion is their alternate name. So if you ever want to know what the Flame Legion's alternate name is, it is the Gold Legion. So you can see here we actually have to kill a load of Flame Legion, and we actually have to throw some mortars around. So this is kind of fun as we progress through here. Not much, bit of action going on. It's very, very similar sort of heart quests where you just have to kill and destroy a lot of Flame Legion. But again, it's nice, you've got that variation, you know, we've got this sort of flamey area here. And you've got the Flame Legion and carts and these turrets that keep firing at me. And we're going to harvest as well. So here we go, we're going to finish off these flame lit turrets, and some of them will keep firing at me, which is really, really annoying. There we go. I actually can't believe how I've not died here. So we have got the heart quest completed for that. We just need to get the Vista, so we need to be out of combat to get that Vista. And so we're going to go, and we're going to go to the next waypoint. And then we come up against the heart quest. It's really, really interesting where we actually have the ruins. And I believe this is Pick and Square, if I remember rightly. Pick and Ruins, yeah. This was actually a place in Guild Wars 1. And I remember a place where it was somewhere where I got stuck for so long here. This was when I very, very first played Guild Wars 1. And bear in mind, this was a little outpost, and there were lots of quests, and it was my very first character. And it was a lot of fun, actually. And again, this map really is very, very interesting how you've got to put the right weapon into the right tomb. And if you don't, it spawns a ghost. And so in that regard, this type of thing, it really makes you think. It's very similar to in one of the Norn areas. I think it's Dredgehawk Cliffs, where there are gravestones, and you actually have to select the right gravestone, or the right option on the gravestone. Otherwise you get poisoned, or you gain regeneration, or you summon these frost creatures, these are the elementals, I think. So again, just something that's a little bit makes you think, really. So here we go, we've done that heart quest, and we're moving on. And we've got some worms that are going to keep attacking us. Again, another little encampment for the Charr. And we're making sure to level up as we get making sure our armor stays like this. We get a cool little thing, cool little heart quest next. This is, I really find it funny because you've got to whip them in to shape, so you can whip a prisoner, and you know you can make them work harder, so or they start fighting you. So here we go, we're going to get some ore, we throw that in the melting pot. So there you go, a couple of the Charr were like, no, we don't like being happy, we're not happy being whipped, so we're going to, although when we defeat them, they're going to be like, okay, I'll do it. So here we go. Being like grenade, we've got that DPS and also condition damage, so we can do it very, very quickly. So we've got a lot of smelted metal. I'm going to give that to one of the guards, and it's pretty bog standard event, really, something interesting. So you see this event that's popped, the Defeat the Modrum Champion, that is currently bugged right now. This being August, you know, I may have recorded this in June, but it's now August, so 2 months later, and it's still bugged. It's been bugged for a while, whereby this is actually one of the achievements that you can get by getting the champion to spawn like spores, I think it is, or sort of the cover yourself in goo. And I haven't been able to do that achievement because it's bugged. Bit of a shame. Hopefully they'll be able to fix that ArenaNet soon enough. So if you're watching this down in the future, then hopefully they would have fixed it by then. Again, we got another Flame Legion sort of hideout over here. In fact, there are a few little bug things going on in the Iron Marches. It seems to be one of those maps that is neglected. You can see there we've got a daily reward, so that's going to help our XP as well. And that's what I'm trying to do a lot of harvesting, because I want to try and get as much XP as possible. So you notice that little thing that popped up there that showed you the next option, because we're now level 60. So we are well on our way. We've got the story mode coming up next, but we're going to complete the map completion here. You can see here we've got another vista. And this is where you have the introduction, or sort of another introduction into this map of the brand. Now the brand being the effects of Kralkatorrik. As we resurrect some sentinels that are fighting all the branded creatures. And the brand, I do wish, should have a little bit more information about it, because the branding is something that's pretty interesting, but it's something that really hasn't been like developed too much. There isn't much story, particularly in the personal story. I think if you befriend the ogres, you actually get some story to do with the branding. But I mean, it is a very, very interesting mechanic that Kralkatorrik does, where he corrupts living things to become his servants. And obviously you had Destiny's Edge with Kralkatorrik and Glint, and now Glint being a Revenant specialization. I think they really need to come back to the branding. Again, we've got another skill point. This is a quest, sort of a quiz type quest. So I'm hoping that if you read this, you'll have given a big clue there. You do have to think about some of the stuff. It's very easy to do, to be honest, but it does take you a little bit of thinking, you know. So we're moving on. We've done a lot. I think we missed a couple of things to the east, but we're going to come back to that later. Yeah, we've got a few skill points out and about. We're doing alright map completion wise. Again, we're just trying to grab as much harvesting as possible. We're going to proceed north. The waypoint was quite far away, so we're just going to head back south. And we've got a heart quest that we missed off. So this is one where we have to defend the machine gun emplacements and kill shamans in these lava elementals. So again, something that's not too really difficult to do. These elementals get spewed out by these sort of turrets across the way. So, and these embers as well. So we're going to go destroy the turrets. We did get the waypoint there. So these shrines, sorry. There should be shamans as well, but I think a few other people have come through here and killed a lot of them. Oh, there we go. There's one of them. So we've got using our flamethrower. The flamethrower is actually pretty cool in this situation, and you know, healing up. Again, I'm a little bit like level wise. I'm bang on. However, the armor is struggling a little bit now. As we get to some of the higher level quests, our armor is going to be a little bit too low for what we're actually doing. So you can see here again the Modrum champion. He just floats down and then that's it, goes back again. Really, really pathetic. I really wish they would fix that. So we've got a few resurrections to do. We can resurrect these Charr, and we've got this lava elemental, and that should be the quest, the heart quest done. There we go. So we've got this skill point that's up here. We just have to go on a bit of a jumping session around here, and this is when we've got to defeat some, I think some harpies, or ember claw, implings, I think they're called. I don't think I'm saying that right, but there we go. So we're doing alright. We've got 50% map completion now, and we are just over halfway through on the video, that is. Again, I really do like the Charr architecture. It really does look pretty epic. You've got this sort of be able to view through here. Really, really is pretty cool. I just wanted to stop here and just have a quick chat and say, look, you know, I do like some of having the Charr architecture, and I was just looking at a few other things as I was going along, and just making sure that I can max out and get this done as quickly as possible. Look at different ways, because there isn't really, I don't like doing the same route over and over again. I find that boring. I like to vary it up a little bit. And we've got another vista here, so we're really moving along quite nicely. What we're going to come up to next is we've got the Flame Legion attacking, and there is a guild event that a few people you might have seen done. I think I might not have covered it on my channel yet. But here's a group event that you can do this heart quite easily if you're part of a guild event to the sort of north here. We're going to pop back south, I think, just to get... Oh, no, we are going to go north. So it's this area here that is a guild event where you have to defend against the full-on assault of Flame Legion. So as you can see here, we are doing pretty well. We just need to finish off a few more enemies, and that will get us our heart quest done. So you can see here TTS are actually about to do this guild event. A lot of TTS, and so there you go, that's their group event, and I'm going to get a few tags. That I am a bit under leveled for this, because these are level 62 enemies. So there we go, we are pretty much about to get the heart quest. There we go. So we've done the heart quest. Thanks to TTS for doing that event. Spawned a lot of Flame Legion. We'll get this point of interest, and sorry, we'll get the waypoint, and then we're going to go and get this vista. Now this is a little tricky vista. Some of these are, you just have to know the right way to get around them. So there we go. There's a few little intricate jumps, but nothing too serious. So there we go. We've got that heart. We have a that vista. We have a heart quest, which is to destroy the number of branded. And again, nothing too outlandish, nothing too serious. And I'm curious to see if people actually want quests in the expansion or in future updates. Will direct quests or heart quests, should they be made harder, or should they be, you know, more like event type things? It's interesting things like, you know, if you look at you know, some things like Frostgorge Sound that has heart quests, whereas Drytop and the Silver Wastes don't. They just have events going on. It makes it a little bit interesting, you know. Should some of the future maps have this old heart quest system? This is a cool little skill point or hero point in the waterfall. And then we're going to move back west. And we're doing very well regarding timing and how we're moving about this map pretty quickly. We've got, I think, another skill point ahead. We've got an waypoint at least anyway. Oh, but mustn't forget that. So at 67%, we are 2/3 through. This is the main Flame Legion area. Now this area here, you can see here we're now level 61. And this is a big Charr area. There is a world boss. I mean, I have to apologise. The Shaman, the Flame Shaman. Although I don't really call it a world boss because I've very, very rarely done this. The world boss used to be able to be done. This is where you get your ogre pet whistles. They actually are very useful, and because it's a merchant, I'm actually going to be able to use them a little bit later in certain hard places. So we're doing well. We're going to go around, and we have a choice here. We have to go and do this heart, and we're going to vista inside this base. And you know, you will get a lot of attacks on this particular base, but there are a lot of Flame Legion around, and it is worth bearing that in mind. And the level, this is level 60 and I'm level 61, but also the armor I'm wearing, a lot of it isn't that high level. So this is the Flame Shaman. Now this is the event that I was talking to you about. He is at the very top of this particular Flame Legion area. We've got a reward for a group event. I think that might have been the guild event, but we'll have to come back and look at that later. So here we go. We're going to come down and we're going to get the vista. And we're going to try and do this, the shaman. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it because there isn't anyone else around us. We've got the heart quest done, so let's have a go. Let's see how hard he is. Okay, so he owns me, so that's pretty hard, and we're going to go back to this point, and we have to go and get the vista that we have to come this way for. So there we go. I think we've got everything though over there, so we're doing fine. Remember, this is a little bit of a tricky jumping puzzle. Please bear in mind you might need a little bit of swiftness on you to actually do some of this. It's not worth the hassle otherwise. There we go. You got a veteran ram that might kick you off as well. So there we go. We got a there's the veteran ram. So we got the vista and we have a point of interest just to the north. So there we go. We've got platinum vein of ore. We're going to get all of that. So here we go. That is the point of interest done. The waypoint back this way to enter the branded area again. So this is level 59. Help the ogres remove the branded from their land. Not too much really else to say on that front. You just have to kill a load of branded. With my flamethrower, it's pretty awesome. You've got a point of interest down there. This is a strange area where you've got this sort of big glowing area. I think there's a rock to do with the, you know, to do with Kralkatorrik. But anyway, this is sort of an area where a lot of devourers spawn. So we're going to kill them. We're getting a lot of dust as well because obviously that being crystalline, they give off crystalline or sort of the luminous dust. It's a good place to farm that. So another heart quest, and we're moving on very nicely indeed. We're going to go to the east because there are some more points of interest and waypoints. So here we go. We're traveling through the brand. And here's where I think there is actually a vista as well. Somebody's died over there. So here we go. We're going to get the heart. We've done the heart quest. We're going to get the waypoint, and now the vista. Very easy vista, to be fair, nothing too serious. And we've got a point of interest that's just into the north area. Nothing extra special that we can buy, really. Oh, we have bought, sorry, there we go. So we have traded in to get those spoons, because they're going to give us that little bit of extra stat boost. So here we go, we've got 89% map completion done, and we're going to still keep harvesting. We get this point of interest, that leaves us with 90%. We've got one more point of interest to do. That, I believe, was to do underwater one with the branding as well, the brand as well. So there we go, we're going to go and get this one, which is underwater, and again, I think there is a slight bug, because the actual wall is supposed to be destructible, and it is actually walk through. So here you go, you've got this wall here, you go straight through. If you were a new player, you would not know that at all. It would be so frustrating. So here we go, we have got a skill point or a hero challenge to go and do. We can get a spirit shard from this. And this guy here is a Azura and his golem. Sharky long ears. Easily defeatable with my conditions on him. So there you go, Sharky's down, and the Thunder Nation's going to be down as well. And that's 94%. We've got another hero challenge to do. That again is also underwater. Well, we have to get underwater to go to him. And we have one more heart quest as well. So first of all, we're going to go do the hero challenge. And this involves going underwater to actually get there. So you actually have to go under this section here. And then this is a sleepy ogre. You'll see his name, Zig. Very, very sleepy guy. He wants to be woken up, so you fight him to keep him awake. Yeah, other than that, about Iron Marches. The Iron Marches is an explorable zone in Ascalon. You get one of the largest Flame Legion strongholds. There's multiple Ascalonian ruins, such as the old Picken ruins and the Northern Wall, the Great Northern Wall. So that's back from 250 years ago. Other than that, I think I've covered pretty much everything. Again, you've got a few different interesting events, and yeah, it's a really fun. I actually like the Iron Marches. I just feel that it could have been a little bit better done. This event here is a bug. Again, this event's bugged because, or this heart quest is bugged because you actually are supposed to be able to feed these eggs back to the queens, and the queens are dead and they won't resurrect, which is really, really irritating. So instead, you just have to go and kill all the devourer, all of the hatchlings to get the eggs, and then you can trade them in to the merchants or to the heart quest and this other guy. So not too bad, really. Just a little bit frustrating. We've got a event going on, the Mordran Wolf. So you can see here that the bit of effects of the living story. And so we're going to go and actually kill some of them to actually get a little bit of XP boost. So there you go, we've got another 4,500 XP. And again, we're going to collect all these eggs, so that's going to be handy. And we'll be able to give them to the merchant. And yeah, but again, there are a few bugs in the Iron Marches. It is rather disappointing. But, you know, this isn't a priority right now. So here we go. I think we should be us. Should be us. There we go. We've completed the Iron Marches. We've got a key out of that. Thank you very much for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next episode.